As of today, the Father asserts that love is the most powerful force in existence. Deeper than the tomb, more powerful than death. The affection that I have for you is characterized by this. Love was the driving force behind the sending of my Son into the depths of the earth in order to save you from the various waters. The love that saw you through the layers of sin and filth and saw who you could be and would be as a new creation created by my hand was the love that saw you. What surrounds you and embraces you each day from my heart is love, and it invites you to come even deeper. Love is what surrounds you and embraces you. I have loved you, and I want you to love yourself as I have loved you. If you have not first released yourself from responsibility, you will not be able to love other people or show forgiveness and clemency to other people. Perfectionism and ideals that are impossible to achieve are all products of self-hatred. Master the ability to perceive yourself in the same way that I view you, in the sense that you are dependent on me as a recipient of my mercy and loving kindness. Love those who are in your immediate vicinity. It is important to show love to those in your family and at work. Love not only those with whom you are in agreement, but even those who are in opposition to you and who resist you. I am loved because love is who I am. Love, allow yourself to be who you are today. Today, the Father instructs us to shower people around us with an abundance of love. Express your love for everyone around you with an abundance of love today. As you interact with other people today, I dare you to exaggerate the amount of love that you have in your heart. Allow love to be the luxury that you lavish onto everyone you come into contact with today. Go out into the world and express love to the individuals who are a part of your life, just as I gave you the very best that I have to offer in the form of my Son on Calvary. It makes no difference whether they have earned it or if they deserve it, because I freely gave to you when you were not deserving of it. As a result of the fact that you have received freely or undeservedly from my bounty, you should freely give without giving any attention to whether or not others to whom you extend kindness will appreciate it or compensate you in any way. It is assigned to you to live a holy life. Those who are kind to me are my saints. It is not necessary to take on a religious demeanor, appear distant or otherworldly, or assume a religious air in order to be a saint. Kindness and generosity should be your default response to other people, and you should lead with them in every social transaction. Please embrace this attitude. In the public square, whether you are involved in things of great importance or just casually conversing with people, it is important to lead with kindness, deference, politeness, and grace. As a result of the fact that love is who I am, I would like for you to be the embodiment of love and to spread it to other people at every moment of every day, regardless of what else is going on in your life. This demonstrates that you are my beloved child, and I will reward you as such, declares God. I will reward you for your actions. As the Father speaks to his beloved children today, he says, I wish for you to flourish in all things and to be in good health, just as your soul flourishes. One can experience a flourishing of the mind, a flourishing of the emotions, and a flourishing of the will. In the eyes of the Beloved, what does a prosperous soul look like? In order to have a flourishing mind, one must be of the same mind as I am and in agreement with the concepts that I have. The mind of Christ is a mind that makes the conscious decision to not have any opinions, a mind that adheres to the principle of, judge not lest you be judged. In order to have a prosperous will, you must only do what you observe the Father doing. This means letting go of your own will and the demands you have placed on the circumstance, and instead allowing the will of the Father to take precedence in everything. In order to experience emotional prosperity, you must first surrender all of your trust to the Father and then place your confidence in the outcome that heaven has planned. putting the result of every circumstance in my hands, knowing that the process of having faith that is obedient will secure eternal reward as well as bountiful prosperity and favor in this life. Life and life more abundant can be accessed through the gateway of prosperity of soul. I am the one who is responsible for making sure that my voice is heard, and it is your responsibility to cooperate with what you hear. My process will get you to a magnificent outcome, and you need not be afraid or doubtful about it. Despite the fact that you are walking through the pressure zones of life, do not allow your soul to be concerned or terrified. You will emerge victorious into the kingdom, says the Father, for I will undoubtedly bring you through the pressure that you are experiencing. Please accept the spirit of knowledge, as the Father has instructed you today. Because of their lack of information, my people perish. Have a willingness to learn new things. It is not necessary for you to leave your brain at the entrance in order to walk throughout my domain. For it is through the experiential knowledge of who I reveal myself to be in the world that you will be able to taste and see the power that I have in your life. Keep an open mind. In your life, you should always be willing to learn new things and obtain a deeper, more profound understanding of who I am and what I am doing in your life. All things that are relevant to life and godliness will be transmitted to you through the accumulation of knowledge from my word, and they will become available to you in your life. The thought of Christ is all about this, and it is how it works. You are able to equip yourself with the weapons of spiritual warfare that will put you ahead in life by utilizing my truth and my word. In situations where there is a lack of respect for information and an unwillingness to learn about me, atrophy, defeat, failure, and death are able to gain control and become dominant. If you choose not to learn and if you choose not to sit at my feet on a daily basis, you are abandoning your own mercy. What I said so long ago is that you should take my yoke upon you and learn about me. Through this action, you will be granted access to a more profound comprehension, a more profound relationship, and the complete inventory of heaven that is at your disposal to help you triumph over any scenario. I will tell it once more, please accept the spirit of knowledge. Allow yourself to let go of the need to pass judgments that aren't necessary, the Father says today. I want you to tell yourself, I do not have any opinion about that. The only way to silence the mind of the carnal and make room for the mind of the Spirit that I have given you is to do this. Providing feedback on each and every occasion and situation that you are confronted with is a waste of both your time and your energy. Make the decision to take no stance. You should let go of the need to classify, categorize, fix labels, interpret, or analyze in any manner the people, things, and situations that are surrounding you. My spirit is stifled and my calm, small voice is drowned out by the white noise of opinion that is at the back of your mind. Put yourself at ease. Attend to what I am expressing. Refuse to let the chaos that exists within your soul stifle the tranquility that I want to instill within your spirit. While you are sitting in judgment, the gavel not only falls against your opponent, but it also falls against you, delivering you over to the person who is torturing you. On the other hand, the barriers and gates of opinion prevent you from getting everything that is readily available to you at this now. Only the need to clean house and get rid of the impurity of those concepts in your mind that are in contradiction with who I am and what I am doing is required before you can enter. There is no magical amount of time that must occur before you may enter. It is important to be willing to show others the grace that you would like to receive. The blessing and benefit that you would withhold from individuals whom you disapprove of will never come to you unless you give up the obsessive habit of passing judgments and opinions that are fruitless. This is the time of year for you to be enriched, the Father says to you today. You are being fortified and strengthened by me in preparation for the campaign of complete victory that is taking place right in front of you right now. My excellent news is that you should step forward with your feet shod. The outcome is certain to occur. Your duty is to demonstrate my goodness in the land of the living by carrying out what I have already provided for and by walking out what I have already supplied for. There are victories on their way to you right now, and they are doing so specifically for the goal of bringing crowns to place at my feet. Conquest and the annihilation of the adversary are common components of both worship and combat. Through the power of your word and the testimony that you provide, you will establish control over the spoils of the adversary and lead captives to a place of new freedom and victory. The Father instructs you to let the shout of triumph be in your mouth on this day specifically. Because the old has passed away, there is no longer anything that may stop or hinder you in any way. Everything is brand new. All of the events that occurred yesterday, last week, last month, and last year are rolled up into a scroll and are sent to the archives of heaven. Your attention should be directed toward the present moment, as well as the manifestations of my graciousness and favor that I am bringing into your life and in your circumstances. As you extend your hand through your obedience, take hold of everything that I have bestowed upon you. The bountiful resources of heaven are within your reach. Work that has been completed by Calvary is now being done on your behalf. As you move forward in faith, knowing that as you give entirely to my purpose, my plan, and my spirit, everything you say and do will be as effective as if I said it or did it, my yes and amen are by your side. I am willing for you to move forward and trust. God promises that the seeds you have planted will not fail in the future. God says that you have planted, and you have sown, and that which you have sown will not fail to develop into something that you have planted. That seed time and harvest comprise a law that was set in action at the beginning of man and is still functioning, even in your favor, is something you should have the trust to know. When you sow, be faithful. You should be prepared to harvest your harvest. There have been individuals who have asserted that it is unethical to contribute with the expectation of receiving a blessing in return. This group is comprised of people who are not well informed. Do not accept their erroneous wisdom. There is no way that the advice of man can bring about a blessing, yet, you may rest assured that I will also bring about a harvest through my hand. You will not experience failure, and I assure you that everything you have planted in your faith will come to fruition in a manner that is so dramatic that it will even multiply by 100. Therefore, do not be afraid, believe alone. The soil that you have planted will undoubtedly provide you with the growth that you desire. I am your God, and I will bless you beyond anything you could ever imagine right now. I will reward you with increase in proportion to the amount of substance that you have honored me with. I will fill every nook and cranny of your life with plenty, and I will cause your presses to burst forth with the latest vintage of my favor, which will propel you ahead in life in a significant way. In the fields that I have selected, you should get your work ready and plant flowers. I want you to be faithful in your search for the treasures that I am looking into waiting for your gift, and you should follow the leader that my spirit gives you. As you obey with a joyful abandon, I will cause the plowman to overtake the reaper, and the seeds of faith that you sow will undoubtedly, I say to you, produce a harvest even before they reach the ground. I will cause the plowman to overtake the reaper. It is today that God declares, I will bless your seed. God promises that the desire that you have in your heart for your children will not be denied or withheld, for I have heard you at the set moment, and I will heal, save, and deliver your children. I am going to deliver strength to the places where there is weakness. In the areas where they have passed out, I shall support them. In the places where they have been disoriented, I will investigate and locate them in order to rescue them from the pit and the trap that the adversary has set for them. God says, I will restore relationships that have become estranged. In spite of the fact that the wait has been very lengthy, you should be aware that I am the God of the second opportunity. The hearts of the children will be turned toward their parents, and the hearts of the parents will eventually be turned toward their children. I will remove the curse that has been placed on the country by broken families, declares God. God says that this is the moment for it. This is the moment and the season when I am bringing together families that have been separated in order to bring them back together and to once again be in fellowship with one another. Observe and anticipate that this will take place. Recognize that it is not necessary to talk about things that have happened in the past. Instead, let all of that go and simply be ready to embrace them with love and go on from this point forward. I have given you faith, sufficient faith for the salvation of your household, for the deliverance and redemption of every single circumstance and family member linked with your life, declares God. Just as I have given you faith for your own soul, I have also given you faith for your household. This is the time, and I declare that you will witness the efforts that your soul has been putting in, and you will be content with them. Jesus declares to us today that I am freeing you from the burden of worry. As the Father has stated, fear is a poisonous substance, and you will no longer allow this poison to pollute your life. I will bless you with my hand and fill you with myself to such an extent that worry and dread will seem like things that are laughable and ridiculous. It is the Father's promise that you will no longer be intimidated by the phantom of fear and anguish that haunts other people. According to the Father, fidelity is an expression of my fundamental characteristics. In the course of your life, I am dependable to deliver. My faithfulness to heal and my faithfulness to supply are both present in your life, says the Father. It is the Father who encourages you to have bravery. When you call, I will answer the phone because my faithfulness is so strong that it surrounds you. Be prepared to receive a blessing today. Even on this very day, I will respond as the God who is more than you can ask or think. The Father states that the very presence of my name in your life is more than enough. It is not possible for me to respond to prayers with illusory maybes or marginal probability. When it comes to your life, you are going to witness my hand in the forefront and center. Therefore, have courage, as the Father instructs you. Both the right and the left should not be looked at. Do not pay attention to the growing number of erroneous expectations. I make it a point to prevent the adversary from gaining an advantage over you. I will empower and shelter and protect you by my hand, and you will offer testimony before all the world around you, that I am the God who answers by fire, and delivers you from every snare. When it comes to your life, my love is the single most important factor, the Father says today. It is imperative that you are aware that my love is the single most important factor in determining your future, regardless of the individuals in your immediate environment or the circumstances surrounding your birth. This has nothing to do with acquiring things or living up to expectations. The love that I have for you is not conditional. In fact, it was completely poured out for you even before the foundation of the world was laid. Love gave everything for you and to you in the interest of your existence, being an absolute reflection of the depth and height of the everlasting love wherewith I love you. Before you had any opportunity to disqualify yourself or to attempt to measure up to any expectation you think I have, before all of this, love gave everything for you and to you in the interests of your existence. Therefore, take pleasure in my love today. Regardless of the circumstances you may be going through, you should be aware that my love stems from a motivation within my heart that is more firm than the most intense hatred that the adversary has to harm you. All of the hostility that is coming against you, whether it be from man or circumstance, is easily swept away by the stream of love that I pour out to you as renewed mercy each and every day. I challenge you to use up all of my love, since it is boundless and not depletable. In this very moment, I challenge you to discover the complete scope of my love. Run today the road that is in front of you with the full and complete expectation that the love that I woke you up with this morning will be the favor that will attend you as you lay your head to rest, with the certainty that my promises will keep you safe and guarantee you an outcome in life that is beyond your most extreme aspirations. When it comes to your life, my love is the single most important factor, the Father says today. It is imperative that you are aware that my love is the single most important factor in determining your future, regardless of the individuals in your immediate environment or the circumstances surrounding your birth. This has nothing to do with acquiring things or living up to expectations. The love that I have for you is not conditional. In fact, it was completely poured out for you even before the foundation of the world was laid. Love gave everything for you and to you in the interest of your existence, being an absolute reflection of the depth and height of the everlasting love wherewith I love you. Before you had any opportunity to disqualify yourself or to attempt to measure up to any expectation you think I have, before all of this, love gave everything for you and to you in the interests of your existence. Therefore, take pleasure in my love today. Regardless of the circumstances you may be going through, you should be aware that my love stems from a motivation within my heart that is more firm than the most intense hatred that the adversary has to harm you. All of the hostility that is coming against you, whether it be from man or circumstance, is easily swept away by the stream of love that I pour out to you as renewed mercy each and every day. I challenge you to use up all of my love, since it is boundless and not depletable. In this very moment, I challenge you to discover the complete scope of my love. Run today the road that is in front of you with the full and complete expectation that the love that I woke you up with this morning will be the favor that will attend you as you lay your head to rest, with the certainty that my promises will keep you safe and guarantee you an outcome in life that is beyond your most extreme aspirations. On this day, God declares that you are not guilty. I have forgiven you completely, and I have found that you are acceptable in my eyes. Within your mind, there is no room for guilt. Because I do not own any feelings of guilt, I do not want you to feel guilty about anything. I do not want you to carry guilt about in your heart. You have been set free. Even though he had saved Christians from death, the Apostle Paul refused to wallow in remorse once he had done so. He openly said to the church, "Receive me, I've wronged no man, I've defrauded no man." There are those in your immediate environment who may try to take advantage of the fact that you are miserable as a result of your past activities. It is important to keep in mind the words of David, who declared, "I have sinned against you and only against you, Lord. If I have forgiven you, then any load of condemnation that comes from other people is not justified. I am absolved of your guilt. Take it in stride and go on." You should make amends whenever it is possible to do so, and you should be willing to show humility toward those whom you have offended. However, when you go to sleep at night, you should do so with the knowledge that what I have cleansed cannot be considered unclean by one man. At this moment, I declare that you are completely exonerated and cleaned. By virtue of the word that I have spoken to you, the Father declares that you are blameless. You have not been perverted. You do not have any contamination. You do not constitute damaged items. In no way are you a second-rate or unworthy individual. In the event that I have made you accepted in the cherished, then by what criteria is it possible for you to ever be rejected under any circumstances? In the cherished, you are accepted as you are. Due to the fact that I have included you, it is of little consequence if guys choose to exclude you from their company or their number. You are a member of the congregation of those who have been redeemed. Since the beginning of time, you have always been holy and blameless, and this day is no exception. You have been this way since the beginning of the world. I chose you and myself even when your most heinous deeds had not yet been undone, so that you may be discovered in me in your right mind, cleansed and pardoned. Please take this in. This truth will transform you if you let it to wash over you. Let the past be the past, and move forward into this day with my heart and my character dictating every action that you take and every idea that you think. Let the past be the past. In today's message, Jesus declares, "You are complete in me." Despite the fact that you could have the impression that you are lacking something, this is not the most fundamental reality about who you are or who I am on the inside of you. You are not lacking in any way under any circumstances. Because I am present in you, and I am not lacking in anything, you are not lacking in anything. Have you thought about this? Do you have faith that I am the truth, the life, and the path that you should take moving forward? Although the circumstances of your life may be true, I am the truth for you. Your reality is a person, and the name of that person is I am. Who are you, beloved? Fill in the blanks. As a result, illness is unable to affect you because I am well. Because I am provision, money will come because of me. Due to the fact that I am in the ascendant, you are merely above and not below. There is nothing that can take away the truth of who I am that is contained within you. Get a handle on this. Make sure you have a firm grasp on the truth of who I am on the inside of you, and you will witness every difficulty disappear into thin air. This is the most fundamental truth about life in my kingdom, because it is in my kingdom that you live, move, and have your being. This applies to everything you do. Today, go out into the world and live your life based on the reality of who I am when it comes to your life. Obstacles to overcome. They are going to give in. Can you oppose? There will be a reversal. Different sets of circumstances. It is going to be the opposite. Are there reports of evil? They are going to be usurped by the good news of my promise. I am standing on this land, waiting for you to join me each and every day that you continue to walk about on this world. This is the ground that I am standing on. For every setback and failure, keep in mind that I paid for it all on the cross. It is not necessary to make an effort to be something that you are not, or to force life or difficult people to conform to your wishes, because I have already accomplished everything that was required of me on the cross for your sake. Your part and your portion is to fall prostrate at the cross every day, receiving the whole of your salvation, and then rising up in the entitlement of the Son of God that you are to see of the labor of your soul and be satisfied. This is your part and your share. This is the location that I have set aside for you to visit. Not only have I promised you a result in eternity, but I have also promised you complete victory in every day's conflict, bringing forth victory after victory and triumph after triumph. This is the certainty that I have given you.